Welcome back. It's time to write our very first Python program, and we're going to keep it absolutely simple. Let's start with the good old hello world message. You know, the hello world message is the friend of all beginners to any programming language. It gives you the exciting feeling of writing code and seeing the results right away. So we'll be printing hello world with Python. And in Python, to print or display a message, we use the print function to display text or information. So let's type this. We have, okay, let me zoom this in. All right, and I'm going to minimize this. All right. So to print a statement, you use the print function and then followed by parentheses. Inside of the parentheses, you have quotation mark to tell Python that what you want to display is a text. And then within the quotation mark, you type the text you want to print. So we want to print hello world. So print is a command that tells Python, show this message on the screen. And inside the parentheses, we put the hello world in quotation marks because it's a text message. So when Python sees this line of code, it understands we want to display these exact words. All right, now that we've written our first line of code, let's run it. There are two ways with which you can run your Python script. The first method is to go to your terminal. So you see terminal at the bottom left here. So you click on terminal. Okay, the other time I selected git bash, so we are going to use either PowerShell or terminal. So to run this Python code now, we are going to type Python and then the name of our file, which is main.py. So if you run that now, that is going to run the code inside of our main.py file. And as you can see, we have the hello world printed into the terminal. It's as simple as that. The second method, which is more convenient than this first method, is to use the PyCharm run button. In PyCharm, you can just press this green play button at the top here. When we do that, you are going to see hello world printed into the Python console here. So it is not printed in the terminal now, it is printed in this run console. So we have hello world printed there, which is Python following this line of code that we wrote here. There are a few common mistakes that beginners might run into with this simple program. The first of them is missing the quotation marks. If you accidentally write this statement like this without the quotation marks, you are going to run into error. So you can see we have syntax error in our console. This is because without the quotation marks, Python won't know that this is a text. It will think it is a variable. So you have to add the quotation marks both at the beginning and at the end of the statement. So it is going to know that this is a text that we want to display. Another potential mistake is misspelling print. Typing print with uppercase won't work because Python is case sensitive. So always remember to write print in lowercase. If you run this now, you're also going to run into name error, saying that print is not defined. So you should use lowercase for your print statement. You run this back, then you have your hello world printed. And another common mistake for beginners is forgetting one of the parentheses, like typing hello world like this. Python needs both parentheses to understand that it's a command. So if you run this also, you are going to run into syntax error, saying that the first parenthesis was not closed. You close that for your code to run smoothly. Any of these mistakes is going to cause error whenever we run our code. So before we wrap up, let's add a few more print examples for practice. Let's say you are working on a program that greets people in different ways. So you can type, so you can say, hello, John. Let's say you want to greet John. You can go to the next line. And we can also print. So we have a quotation mark. And then you say, welcome to Python Bootcamp. If you want to add another line to our greeting, so we can say print, we have a quotation mark, and then we can say today's temperature is 30 degrees Celsius IUS. All right. So if we run that, so we are going to have the 3 lines printed into our console. So we have hello John, welcome to Python Bootcamp, and today's temperature is 30 degrees Celsius. So each of these lines display exactly what's inside the quotes. It's that simple. You could think of each print line as a way of giving your computer a message to announce whatever you put inside the quotes, and whatever you put in the quote is going to appear exactly as it is. So you've now written and run your very first Python program, and you've also learned a few common mistakes to avoid. In the next lesson, I've prepared a simple practice exercise for you to practice what you've just learned in this lesson. Ensure you take the exercise because that is the best way of learning programming. You learn best by practicing what you learn. All right, I will see you in the next lesson.